following is a presentation of 4-Star Sports Media.
Hey fans, did you know that 4-Star Sports Media now has a YouTube channel? You can catch exclusive content covering all things Memphis Tigers and the Arkansas Razorbacks. Shows like The Point, and the only show on social media about the Arkansas Razorbacks that is purely fan-driven, Inside the Hog Pen. Plus other shows like The Hog Trough, The 4-Star Sports Show, and many more coming soon. So check them out today. Go on YouTube.com and search 4-Star Sports Media.
Welcome to the 4-Star Sports Media College Basketball Pickem Show. Now, live from the BA Mask Studios, here is your host, from The Point, Wes Pruitt.
Well, obviously I'm not Wes Pruitt, but he is actually in the room tonight. I'm just better looking, and I had more hair than him, and then I shaved it all off. But I got Bumgarner with me. What's up, Bum?
I'm here.
You're here, Wes. You finally get to hear the intro live, buddy.
It's nice, man. I am here, Zach. A lot of wild things happening right now, but it's March Madness, so that's going to happen.
It is. It is. Hey, we want to thank everybody for watching this and listening to us all across of our social media platforms. 4-Star Sports, 4-Star Sports Media, 4-Star Sports Show, Inside the Hog Pen, and on our YouTube channel, 4-Star Sports Media, and on our Twitter account, which is, Wes, I forget that. What is it now?
It is
4-Star Sports M.
Yep, 4-Star Sports M.
That's what they said. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't yet, like, share, follow. I don't care what you're doing. Stop what you're doing it right now. And then visit 4star.live for additional content. Check this out, y'all. Website's been up since about January. And we've got, that's a link for all of our shows. But they've also got some pretty kick-ass articles in there. Christian's doing some great stuff. Wes writing articles left and right. And we've also got a brand new show debuting next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. on 4-Star Sports Media Network. It is the Falls Count Anywhere show. It's me, it's Bum, it's MC. We're talking WWE. We're talking WrestleMania. We're talking AEW, Dynamite, and Rampage. We're talking boxing. We're talking MMA. It is a brand new show, brand new content. Same crazy-ass dudes running the show. But you're going to want to check it out, 7 p.m. next Tuesday. All right. Let's get into this. Breaking news just before the show went on the air. Buddy Boeheim, guys, suspended one game. The son of legendary Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim is suspended one game for punching an opponent. Did you guys see this video?
Yeah, I watched the game, actually. So the guy that he punched, there's no excuses for punching a guy, but the guy that he punched had just kind of like been banging up on him all game. And it was really, I think it was just a retaliation move out of anger. Should have never happened, but I mean, you can't punch a kid. I mean,
no, you really can't.
It was more of a gut punch. It wasn't, no people. He was not punching somebody in the face. So I'm not defending the kid, but it was a gut punch. It's just, it happens. Buddy Boeheim's college basketball career, I believe, is now over because the Duke Blue Devils are absolutely going to slap Syracuse tomorrow.
Wes, what'd you think, man?
I did not see it, but there's no excuse. You can't punch somebody in the gut, as Buddy Boeheim has learned. You can't slap nobody in the face, as Juwan Howard has learned. And I mean, if he's going to slap anybody, like I said a few weeks ago, if you're going to slap anybody over a timeout, you should have slapped Chris Webber. That's all I got to say about it. So, yeah, when it comes to, I mean, it's just stupid. It's nonsense. It's childish, and it should be punished. And that's just how I feel about it. Go ahead, Zach.
I mean, tempers flare. I mean, we saw it in the NEC tournament last night. Wagner and Bryant.
Wild.
That was fans. There's a difference between
because
fans and
players got involved in that too, though.
Players got involved
because they saw their family getting in a huge fight.
But tempers flare, guys. I mean, this is nothing new. I mean, this is what happens in collegiate sports. Passion
This
is
is
involved.
March.
This is March. By the way, did we have our first final score in the SEC tournament, which we'll get to later on in the show? Missouri defeats Ole Miss, and Ole Miss's season has now come to an end because I don't think they're in the tournament. But they have been defeated 70-57, I think.
What tournament are they making? They've won 6 games.
They beat us.
I mean, true, but still.
I mean, we'll get to that in here in a little bit, but I got to get you guys' comments on this. We all know Will Wade at LSU is nothing but a giant cootie. But, I mean, you slap him hard enough, it might straighten his eyes out. But I got to ask.
Man, a cootie.
He's the biggest cootie I've ever seen.
I think Coach Will Wade is a stand-up guy.
You would.
I think he's a great coach. I think he fights for his players. He did nothing wrong as far as the NIL is now concerned. He broke 0 rules while he was the head coach at Louisiana State University. While he remains the head coach at Louisiana State University, he will proceed to beat teams in this SEC tournament and play in the NCAA tournament this year.
Here's my take on Will Wade. What he did was illegal then.
Wait.
Hold on.
Did you truly just call him Lil Wade?
No, I said Will Wade.
Oh, I thought you said Lil Wade. I was like, wait a minute.
No, Will Wade, what he did was illegal then, and what he did is illegal now. The only way you can pay a player now is through a company or through an entity. You cannot give cash money, and that's what he did. What he did was he made a smart-ass deal. That's what he did, to use his direct quote out of the wiretap from the FBI. Will Wade's, I don't want to come across as mean, but Will Wade needs to be fired. He should have been fired last year, and what does LSU do? Their fans get pissed off, so they give him a freaking contract extension. But here's the kicker. In that contract extension, it states, there is a clause that states, if he is found to have anything done with LSU while he is coach, they can can his ass for no money.
No buyout, no nothing. Like I said, guys, he's the biggest cootie I've ever seen.
He deserves to be in the SEC. He's a hell of a basketball coach. I love Will Wade. I am close with one of the people that is on his staff. I'm being completely serious.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's the scary part is I know he's serious.
I think he's a good person. He cares about his players. He cares about his team. He cares about those fans down at LSU. And if LSU was really concerned about firing somebody, they would have fired Les Miles long before he was ever fired.
The grass.
No, Will Wade did nothing wrong. Sean Miller got away with it at Arizona. They only got to fire him because the whole FBI thing came up. No, there's no FBI in this. It's all NCAA. They're going to get sanctions. It'll probably be a 1-year tournament ban, which means absolutely crap. Will Wade belongs at LSU. He's done a phenomenal job at LSU. I think he stays at LSU.
He whines way too much.
Who doesn't in college basketball?
This is true. I think Will Wade's fired, and I think that the FBI is also involved in all this. I think it's more than just the NCAA.
I mean, that's the way it goes. But the other thing is now we're starting to see the dominoes fall all across the country now that postseason has happened. And as these tournaments and as these seasons come to an end, we're seeing coaches getting let go or parting ways at the end of the season, which could happen at any moment. But the one that is somewhat surprising for me is Tom Crean and the University of Georgia have decided to part ways at the end of 2021-2022
That's
season.
who I was thinking of Kermit Davis to. Georgia, not NC State.
Wow.
Really? Kermit Davis to Georgia?
I mean, here's the thing. I like Tom Crean. I do. I like Tom Crean as a basketball coach. Incredible job at Indiana. Of course, Indiana is a blue blood, but anyway.
Don't get me started on what's a blue blood.
Indiana is a blue blood of college basketball, and you cannot argue that fact.
Oh, no, I'm not going to argue that.
But when you look at Tom Crean, obviously Georgia's a hard place to win in college basketball, but I don't understand why. Look at all the talent that's in that area. You're right there close to Florida. You're right there
I
close
mean,
to
he
the edge
landed
of Alabama.
Anthony Edwards while he was there.
I mean, he did, but what did he get out of it? I mean, it's. I mean, I feel bad for Tom Crean. I really do, because I think he took that job with the back just completely against the wall, and he just couldn't get off that wall.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having so bad trouble spelling tonight on these banners.
I mean, you're from Arkansas, so
Easy. But yeah, I mean, so real quick.
Spell the word T. It's the is Tahi.
Ha. By the way, you're from Arkansas too, there, Wes.
no,
No. I'm from Memphis. I live in Arkansas. There's a difference.
Oh God, I'm outnumbered. Where's Christian? No,
and you ain't gonna remove me from the stream. So let's go. Go ahead.
No, I ain't removing anybody. I'm having a blast here. No, so real quick, lightning round. Wes, who is a coach right now? I'm trying to think of a better name for it. I mean, come on, I'm doing it off the fly.
I like it. It's fun.
Give me one coach in college basketball whose seat is really hot.
The obvious is like a guy like Patrick Ewing at Georgetown. I mean, they went over this year in their conference. Honestly, man, that's hard. That's really hard. Kermit Davis, obviously, his seat's hot. I think he's done. Michigan, I think Juwan Howard's seat's probably heating up. To be honest with you, I don't.
Careful,
think
he might take a swing at you.
that's fine. He can't. That's fine. I'll just duck him.
Or he wouldn't be able to reach you.
Or I'll just. I'll just call timeout. So, but here's the thing, man. I mean, here's why I say Juwan Howard's seat's probably a little warm. You can't reach out and slap somebody, first and foremost. But secondly, this team's underperformed, and I don't think Michigan is a lock in the tournament. I don't even think they make the tournament. I think they're probably a 1 or 2 seed in the NIT. That's my personal opinion, but go ahead.
I saw where I believe it was Katz or Stacks or whatever the guy's name, Andy Katz. Michigan was also in the bracket as a 8 seed. No. Where did I see that at?
That's shocking to me. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people compare them to Memphis, but
Joe Lenardi right now has them on the last 4 buys. I think if they lose in their conference tournament, that they're done for. And I think they lose, and then he's fired. So
we've got a couple of things happening in professional sports, and you guys talked on the you guys talk Grizzly talk on the point every week, but wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the MLB lockout. And Bum, we'll start with you.
I think it's past time. I mean, they announced right before we did the point here earlier that the next 2 series of the MLB season are canceled. So, you're halfway through April at that point. So it's time to get this thing rolling, guys. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm on the player side here. I think the owners are being greedy, demanding too much money to be kept on their side, but also I'm not an attorney. I don't work in Major League Baseball, so I can't really speak on the fact of, hey, these owners are doing what's right for them. I'm siding with the players on this one. I trust what they've been saying. But man, like, it's looking like we're not going to have baseball right now. And the worst part about all of this is baseball is only hurting themselves by not playing baseball. You saw how much, and I didn't because I wasn't even born, but the 1994 strike hurt Major League Baseball. That's what this is going to get to. And it took Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa recovering the sport of baseball for Major League Baseball to be successful again. It's no longer America's pastime. We're long past that. America's pastime is now the National Football League. And as a sport that I love dearly and played the majority of my life, it pains me to not be able to watch my team, the St. Louis Cardinals, run out on that field every day and play baseball. It also pains me that guys like Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright, who are just absolute legends of the sport, are getting caught in the middle of this, where this is their farewell season, but it's either going to get cut short or not even going to get played because of some stupid negotiations, because some people are greedier than others, you know. The players are fighting for what's right now, in my opinion. I do believe that a rookie in the MLB should make more money than I'll ever make, but $550,000, because the owners can afford to give more than that. But they don't want to give up more than that because they're scared they're going to lose more money. But these guys are billionaires that are just sitting on pockets loads of cash. It's just not fair. And I guess I'm crying wolf here to things that aren't fair, but it's just pissing me off at this point. Get the damn deal done and let's play some baseball.
You weren't
And here's my
alive during the
thing.
'94 strike. That
I'm
Wes
26.
Bum makes me
he's
feel
26.
old, dude.
You ain't got to tell me. Anyway,
Bum
yeah,
makes me feel old.
but here's the thing, Zach. We're really not going to play a season because we can't decide if we want to allow players to play a freaking shift. Like, seriously, that's where we're at.
Bigger bases.
And bases that are going to be this effing big. I mean, god dang, effing helicopter can land on the sumbitch. And come on, really? I mean, we're not playing baseball because of a shift. Because we don't want to. Let's not put everybody in right field, left-handed batter. Let's not do that. I don't know. The guy's probably telling them to put the ball where they ain't. Maybe. I don't know. He's making millions to swing a bat. Probably so. I don't know. I ran the thing going. This is ridiculous. As far as the question by Dwight Raleigh, the minor league system is still going on. The Arkansas Travelers will be playing. Memphis Redbirds will be playing.
As long as you're not on the 40-man roster, you're playing ball this year.
Yep.
You are playing ball. So, with that being said, with MLB not going on, get out and support your college baseball, local college baseball. It doesn't matter. Get out and support your minor league baseball systems, because these are the guys that, when all these players are titty babies, these are the guys who we're going to be supporting moving on to the next level. Go ahead, Zach. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. And you guys both make valid points. It comes down to penny pinching, if you will. You know? Same thing goes for the NFL. Every year we hear the same thing. Every year we hear the same thing. The crybabies of the NBA, the non-basketball association right now. All right? I will never watch professional basketball. Sorry, y'all. I'm not an NBA fan. Haven't been since Kobe and Michael. All right? Bum, you don't know nothing about that. But
I know everything there is to know, and I know that neither of them are the GOAT.
Well, it ain't. Never mind. That's you're gonna suck me into an argument. I'm not. Nope.
Whoa! Time out. You
really want to?
So who's the GOAT? Yeah. So who's the GOAT?
If he says LeBron James, I'm booting him off the show.
He's not.
Greatest
He's not
player
going to say
of all
LeBron
time
James.
is LeBron James.
Thank you. Wait, hold on. Bum and I agreed on something.
There's no. There ain't no way.
All right. So who's the GOAT?
In my
The
opinion,
greatest player of all time is LeBron James.
no. No, he's not. When it comes to, I was throwing the wire back behind me. Sorry. When you look, and I know, and the funny thing is, everybody listening to this cannot see it, but that's really funny. For those of y'all listening and not watching on all of our social media networks, I just took my wire and threw it behind my back. Sorry. My bad. I'm sure that looks very awkward to say the least. But no, in my opinion, the greatest of all time is Michael Jordan. I don't think you can touch Michael Jordan. His winning attitude, that's just my opinion. I also think the 1B is my boy LB Larry Bird. But go ahead.
No, and getting back on topic, I mean, look, these owners can afford whatever these players are asking for. All right. A shift is not going to make a difference in baseball.
Ted Williams hit 400 with the shift. A shift doesn't make a damn difference in baseball.
But I want to shift gears and go to the next professional sport, and that is the NFL. Sunday nights on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays in the fall. And guys, we had some major moves happen today.
Yeah, man, we had some major moves happen yesterday. And guess who's back with the Denver Broncos, baby? Broncos Nation, I'm back, baby. Dallas Cowboy fans, don't worry. I'm still going to cheer for y'all. Y'all are going to be my NFC team. But the Denver Broncos are back, baby. Russell Wilson leading us to another Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. I'm waiting for the hook because Bum likes to troll people, so I'm waiting for the
hook. The Broncos are back, baby. They're back.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Javion Williams running back.
Russell
Wilson playing quarterback.
Look, y'all are the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC right now. All right.
Jerry Jeudy playing wide receiver. The only thing the Broncos have to do in the NFL draft is draft an offensive line so Russell Wilson doesn't get killed. If they do that, they should honestly be right there as favorites with the Kansas City Chiefs to win the AFC West.
Y'all are the Cowboys of the AFC.
He's got some bad points.
The Broncos have been more relevant than the Cowboys have in the last 30 years.
Yeah, you got me there.
They've won 3 Super Bowls. The Cowboys have won 0 in the last, 20 – last one for the Cowboys was 95.
95.
Yeah, it was
the
on
last 26 years, the Broncos have won 3 Super Bowls.
No,
They've been to 5.
Right. Anyway, some of the other moves. In a surprising move, though, Aaron Rodgers re-signs with the Green Bay Packers. What do you guys think about that one?
It really doesn't shock me, to be honest with you. I think Aaron Rodgers has got a real love for the city of Green Bay, a real love for that fan base, and a real love for that organization. Let's sit back and think about his actual career. He came in, and who was the quarterback? Possibly the greatest Green Bay Packer of all time. Possibly that's why I said possibly. That's why I said possibly. Possibly the greatest quarterback at Green Bay of all time. Brett Favre.
Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback in Green Bay Packers history.
I was not gonna go there with that.
Who are you going to say, Bart Starr?
That's exactly who he's going to say.
Bart Starr couldn't hold Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre's jock.
Oh, I don't know. Starr was good.
The NFL wasn't the NFL until the 90s.
Well, you've also got to look
80s,
at
80s.
Look,
but 60s,
but also
70s ball is completely different compared to what modern times NFL is.
Oh yeah, in the 60s and 70s they were hitting you. In the 2010s, you can't lick them without. I mean, you can't do anything. It's ridiculous.
The athleticism
You
at this
just say
level is
lick 'em?
completely different.
You know what I mean? I mean, you can't do anything to them.
Well,
You can't do nothing.
lick 'em.
You could have gone to somewhere else than lick them. I mean, come on.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man. I mean,
Not
you
if
can't
you
do
go
nothing.
lick them.
Lick him. I don't even
I'm
know
saying.
him.
I'm saying.
What? You're digging yourself into a deeper hole.
I'm saying put a lick on them is what I'm saying. Damn.
That is not what you said.
That's what I meant to. That's what. You know what I mean. You can't even put a lick on them anymore. You can't hit nobody. You can't.
Wow, that was.
You can't do it. You can't. It's fact. Everybody pulls up like, oh, I want to hit him. I can stop. Just fucking hit him. Sorry. Just freaking hit him. My bad. Go ahead.
Language!
You don't listen, Wes. I get where you're talking about the physicality.
He said lick him.
I know. But I get where you're talking about the physicality of the game. But the athleticism of the game today is unmatched compared to any other era of sports.
Agree completely.
And that's every sport, not just football. But I mean, you look at Tom Brady played in an era where he was able to get hit. Then Tuck rule happens and he's not able to get hit ever again. But I get your argument where you can't hit a guy now. I would love to see a game today where you could just go out there and hit the crap out of somebody and not give two craps after that. But also, you do have to take into account player protection, concussions, everything like that. You've come a very, very long way.
Oh, CTE is very, very, very serious, and I take CTE very
serious
seriously.
Thing. But also, my argument is the athleticism of today's game. You can't put so Michael Vick is the one who really like stands out when you talk about athleticism at a quarterback position for me, because he was the first one that was just different, you know.
Human joystick.
Yes. So Michael Vick, playing in the 80s, is piecing up some of these other teams because they can't catch him. His speed is unmatched. Same with a guy like Lamar Jackson right now. Hell, even Patrick Mahomes, even though he's not a scrambling quarterback, he's still fast as hell. So is
Jordan Davis.
Football. Dude, we'll talk about him in a second. But the modern era of football is just completely different of what it was when my grandpa was watching football back well before I was ever thought of, or even my mom and dad watched sports before I was thought of, you know. So that's my argument against it. But I get what you're saying. But LeBron James is still the greatest basketball player of all time, and this era of football is different compared to the others.
All right, guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break, pay a couple bills. When we come back, we're going to jump headfirst into the conference tournaments of the week, and then talk a little bit of the NCAA bracket. You're watching the – what are you doing, Wes?
He's licking them.
Right? He's licking them! You're watching the College Basketball Pickem Show, brought to you by the 4-Star Sports Radio Network. Back in a minute.
Hey fans, did you know that 4-Star Sports Media now has a YouTube channel? You can catch exclusive content covering all things Memphis Tigers and the Arkansas Razorbacks. Shows like The Point, and the only show on social media about the Arkansas Razorbacks that is purely fan-driven inside the Hog Pen. Plus other shows like The Hog Trough, The 4-Star Sports Show, and many more coming soon. So check them out today. Go on YouTube.com and search 4-Star Sports Media.
Oh,
All right, I'm Razorback Zach.
Now. All
right, are you done?
So evidently Zach owes somebody a T-shirt. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I'm just going to say I'm Razorback Zach from Inside the Hog Pen, and you are watching the College Basketball Pick'em Show. Wes Pruitt, Brandon Bumgardner, and I don't know what Bum is doing, but he's being
I was
Bum.
doing the intro.
And Wes is over having seizures. Bum's over here, humming and dumbing. And apparently the topic of the night, according to the fans, Wes, is T-shirts. I mean, look at this. Dwight Raleigh says, hey, do you know where I can get an Inside the Hog Pen T-shirt? Asking for a friend. I know where you're going with that. And then where did I see it? Josh Wilbank says I owe him a T-shirt. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
You do.
I do.
I'm just being real with you. You do.
I do.
I got your back, Josh.
From Arkansas, anyway.
I'm actually and actually have an update on our T-shirts. We are actually working with a distributor right now, trying to get some T-shirts printed. So hopefully we have an answer or two within the next couple of weeks, and I can get all the T-shirts out that I owe and everybody. Georgia and Vanderbilt just tipped off. They're in Tampa. It is currently 2-0 with a minute into the first half. Georgia has the basketball. And guys, when you look at these conference tournaments, which one outside of the Power Five, like the SEC and the ACC, which one stands out to you the most? Bum?
The American Athletic Conference Tournament.
Of course you'd say that.
I mean, it's the tournament of all tournaments.
The SEC might have something to say about that.
That tournament has produced national champions and Final Four teams. This is the time for the American Athletic Conference to stand up and say, hey, we're a real conference. Even though you don't want to consider us one, we are one. So, Memphis, stand up. Let's go down there to Fort Worth and whoop some ass.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from Brandon Bumgardner.
Man,
Wes, what about you, man?
that's a tough question, and we definitely were not prepped on this question either. We'll talk about that later. But
Just keeping you on your toes, boss. I'm just keeping you on your toes. That's all.
I feel you. Hey, man, when you look at it, man, all these conferences have been a lot of fun. You look at the Southern Conference the other night. One was one. What does that say? They don't proclaim themselves.
It's MC
real.
chiming in. He says real conferences don't have to proclaim themselves to be real. He's taking a shot at Bum.
MC. Yeah, I know. Thanks for watching, MC. Wish you were here. But hey, you can finally hear my voice, MC. But man, when you look at it, I mean, man, it's
really good to hear your voice. Say my name, it sounds so sweet.
Oh my gosh!
This show has completely gone off the rails.
Man, the website is gonna jump on this one. But I tell you what, man. Look, I mean, you look at the Conference USA. Conference USA always has a good basketball tournament. SWAC always has a good basketball tournament. There's a bunch of little small, I call them smaller conferences. The Ohio Valley, for example. I know Murray State's already won that, but they're everywhere, Zach. This whole month is going to be a lot of fun. There's already been madness, and there's more madness to come.
Yeah, and you know the thing about it is you've got these plans. You know the locks from the Power Five, like the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the SEC, blah 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 freaking blah. Let's talk about some of these Cinderella teams, Bum. There's going to be one, whether it's in a 5-12 matchup, whether it's in a 7-10 matchup, or even we've seen it before, even a 1-16 matchup.
You want to hear who my Cinderella team is for this NCAA tournament?
I swear to God, you say Memphis.
No, I'm not going to say Memphis because we were at one point this season a top 10 team. I wouldn't count that as Cinderella.
All right.
The Chattanooga Mocs. They just won their, I believe it's the Ohio Valley this past year.
Yeah.
They're playing really good basketball this year. I've kept up with them a little bit. They're not like world beating, but I think they can go out there and make a little bit of noise. That's a team that people are going to have to keep their eye on. And while we're on the topic of conference tournaments, let's talk about one of the stupidest rules in all of college basketball. And that is, once you become a D1 school, you cannot play in the NCAA tournament until your fourth year to be an eligible school for the NCAA tournament.
Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing this up, because this just makes my blood boil.
Shout out to Bellarmine last night for going out there and winning their conference tournament last night, but not being eligible for the NCAA tournament because it's their second year of being a Division I school. How stupid does that sound?
That's crazier than a Memphis.
It doesn't have to sound stupid because it is stupid. I'm sorry, but the NCAA is so inept and doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Why can't you just change that rule?
What's the point in that rule? Well, but Bum, when you look at it, and I'm not anywhere going to try to play the devil's advocate on this, but where's the advantage of that rule? What does it prevent? What is it supposed to do?
It doesn't other than hinder the school. Other than schools coming into the Division I and being like, okay, cool, we could beat some teams' ass. It's not fair. Look, I know I sound like I'm crying wolf every podcast because every single time I say it's not fair. Well, guess what? It's not fair.
Well, when it comes to the
NCAA tournament,
Bum, when it comes to the rule, though, I mean, this one's not. I mean, you've got a legitimate point, and you've got you've got a leg to stand on when it comes to this rule, because there's nothing advantageous about it. It makes no
sense whatsoever. Not only there's nothing there losing out on money, but if you watch that game last night that was played at Freedom Hall, Bellarmine has a lot of fans that are there to support that team. And I felt for those kids that were not only seniors and kids that might be transferring or anything like that, but the coaching staff who works their ass off to get to that point. You win your conference championship, and then you're not eligible to make the NCAA tournament because of a dumbass rule that even next year, if they win their conference tournament again, they won't be eligible for the NCAA tournament. And the year after that. It makes zero sense. So your fifth year, when you're a Division I school, is when you're eligible to make the NCAA tournament.
All you're doing
BS.
is hurting these kids. I mean, these kids are never, and I'm going to call them kids because I'm 35 years old. These kids are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. All you're doing is hurting these kids. All right. They bust their ass day in and day out throughout the season just to say, well, regardless of our record, we're not going to be able to play in the postseason.
Just for the NCAA to make money off of them and say, "Oh, you don't mean shit."
There's nothing there that there's the reason this rule's in place is because of this. There's absolutely no reason why this rule should be even in effect.
I just think it's funny how the NCAA talks about protecting the student athlete when they don't care about anything but money.
Agree completely. And here's my thing. I understand why you want to move up to Division One. Okay, let me just preface this statement by saying that. But if you're a basketball program and you're looking at your roster and you go, okay, I got some freshmen right now that are solid. We're moving up to Division One. We can make a little run. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Zach? You got freshmen in 3-4 years. They're solid. Well, hell, in 3-4 years, that team can't even play.
No.
What's the point of moving up? That's my point.
Yeah, and we'll see, and I kind of equate this to the transfer portal and transferring before the portal. You remember if a kid transferred, they had to sit out a year.
Sit out for a season.
Now they can transfer and play immediately. Okay?
Only one time.
Here's the thing. Tell me why this rule's in place. If somebody can legitimately tell me, because you're not going to sit there and go, well, it's to give the other we don't want to give the other team an advantage. Advantage of what?
The president, Mark Emmert, can't even tell you why that freaking rule's in place because he don't even.
Then repeal it.
There's too many rules, Zach. There's too many rules that the NCAA has in place that have no meaning behind them. They're just there for whatever. There it is. There's the rule.
Then clean up the rule book.
Exactly.
If you clean up, look. I'm gonna say this, and I know we're getting up on a soapbox, but here's the thing. All right, hashtag. Here's the thing. Get it trending on Twitter. If you clean up the rule book, the game of collegiate basketball will be so much more entertaining because these kids are gonna have the freedom to play. They love the game of basketball, and if you have a player that is passionate, not just there to make money, not just there to go to the NBA. But a collegiate athlete who is passionate about the game of basketball. Okay?
All sports, Zach.
Well, and I'm only circling on basketball because this of the rule. Okay?
Well, yeah, okay, I got you.
But if you have a student athlete that's passionate about this kind of thing, all right, don't hold them back because you can't explain a damn rule of, well, why is this rule the way it is? I don't know. It's just there. Take the time in the offseason, in the summer, between the end of the College World Series and the media days around every conference, and repeal the damn rule book. It is not that hard. I'm getting off on a soapbox. Sorry, Wes.
You're good.
It is not that hard. It's not an act of Congress.
Agree. Yeah, I completely agree. But Zach, back to the conference tournaments. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's just start with what I think is going to be one of the better conference tournaments around the nation, and that's the SEC.
Yes, sir. You know why? Because it just means more.
Oh, yeah. But
how many championships has the SEC won in the last 20 years?
Not many.
One?
I think one.
Three?
No, I mean, three.
2 from Florida, 1 from Kentucky?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 and 2. Florida won 2, Kentucky won 2. And then Auburn didn't win 1.
Auburn was trash before Bruce Pearl got there.
There's a reason I picked Auburn.
Yeah. But you got top 4 seeds, Zach. You got Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Arkansas.
Right.
All 4 of those teams will get what I call the double bye.
Yep.
You get a bye and a bye. So Arkansas.
So, it's a fun fact about the top 4 seeds. And it bodes well for the SEC, but at the same time, it's a downer on my home state. These 4 seeds are a combined 64-1 at home in the regular season. That one, unfortunately, was Arkansas against Vanderbilt. Arkansas
losing to Vanderbilt
early on, but we rebounded. and we won 16 or 15 of our last 17.
He was waiting on that, right, Zach? He was waiting on you to say
he
that
was waiting on it.
Lost him. He was waiting.
He was waiting on it. He was waiting on it. He waits on this all week. He waits for the show all week just so he can dog Arkansas.
I think he makes notes throughout the week. Is what I think.
Oh, he does. But here's the thing: outside of the lower half of the SEC, I go bottom 4 teams, about 3 or 4 teams. The conference is wide open. Okay. For the first time in a long time, I can't look at the SEC bracket and go, that's the team to beat. Any one of these teams can beat any one of these teams on any given day.
Top 4 for sure.
Oh, yeah, hands down. All right, I mean, just not to debunk your theory, but I don't see Ole Miss walking in and beating Kentucky. I don't see
No,
but you get my point. Crazier things have happened. I mean, Arkansas beat number 1 Auburn at Bud Walton, okay? Then they turn around. Georgia barely almost beat Auburn. Tennessee beats Auburn. We lose. We beat Auburn. Arkansas beats Auburn, turns around and loses the same week to Alabama, okay? Crazier things have happened. You cannot look at this bracket and go, that's the team to beat. The conference is wide open.
I still unfortunately think Kentucky's the team to beat.
Well, that was actually my next question for both of y'all is, who is the team to beat in the SEC?
At the moment, consensus vote's going to be Auburn because they've just been that good. But they've proven that they're beatable. Away from Auburn, they've proven they're vulnerable. Honestly, and I'm not saying this because I'm a homer, honestly, right now the hottest team in the SEC, Arkansas. If you legit look at it,
loss makes you pretty damn hot.
We all knew we were going to end up. It was going to be a tough game. But look, the 2 games we lost in that stretch. Hold on.
Tennessee.
The 2 games we lost in that stretch, we lost by a grand total of 5 points. There were single-digit losses. Okay. Now, granted, Tennessee, there's no reason Arkansas should have been down 21 to Tennessee at half. No reason. But to fight back and only lose by like 4, 3 or 4. Okay.
Well, here's the thing, Zach. Tennessee shot the lights out. I mean,
oh my God, they shot the lights out. They couldn't miss.
They could not miss. And I mean, when a team is just basketball. When a team's shooting like that and they can't miss, there's nothing you can do about it.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to say this on Friday. I'm going to go a little bit depth on Friday on Inside the Hog Pen, but I'm going to go ahead and say this now. The kid from Auburn that came out and was like, we're going to beat the crap out of Arkansas when we see them again. You don't. That's almost as bad as dancing on our logo. You just don't do it. I know, right? That's something you don't do. You don't piss off an Arkansas team. You don't. But yeah, the hottest team
can piss on
them. The team. The team to beat, the team I think that is the team to watch out for is Arkansas or the Razorbacks.
This is going to sound crazy. Brandon's probably going to slap me. I think a team you got to look out for in this tournament is Tennessee. I really do. If they can,
he's going to reach across the screen and slap you.
It's just a fact. If they can keep shooting the ball like they did against Arkansas, they're going to beat anybody. If they can shoot the ball like they did against Arkansas, they're in a team in the country they can't beat. But at the same time, you can live by that 3. You can also die by that.
And that is a genuine statement in collegiate basketball. You live by the 3, you die by the 3.
Look at Alabama. Again, look at Alabama. That is look at Arkansas, and it is killed.
Yeah, Arkansas goes as JD Note goes. Arkansas goes as JD Note and Jalen Williams goes. Okay, which by the way, first dynamic duo since Corliss. And damn, I forgot the other guy's name. What the crap is wrong with me? I'm working on like an hour of sleep. Y'all forgive me. Jalen Williams, JD Note, first team All SEC since Corliss in the 94 season. And I forget. I think it was Reed. I have to look at that again. MC, help me out, buddy.
It was Corliss Williamson and Scotty Reed.
Scotty Thurman? Who's Scotty Reed? Corliss and Scotty. I think it was Kareem. It's Corliss and Scotty. So there you go. But
what is Scotty's other name?
Thurman.
Duh. Yeah, duh. Go ahead. Sorry.
Keep up. No, but outside of the SEC, I mean, your matchups right now are Florida A&M, LSU, Missouri, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and the Alabama and the winner of the Georgia Vanderbilt game, which is going on right now. Who you got?
I'm just going to straight up give y'all my pick right now. I'm picking the Alabama Crimson Tide to win the SEC championship.
But wait, you just said
no.
He just said Kentucky is the team to beat.
They're the.
He said Kentucky is the team to beat. He never said, yeah. I can see that. And once again, it goes back to that 3-ball. If Alabama can get hot from 3, we know they're deadly. We've seen it. We've seen it since Nate Oates has been there. Look at their pace of play. Once again, they're one of the fastest teams in the country pace of play wise. Mm-hmm. But I think when you look at this SEC tournament, I think Arkansas is a real threat. I think Tennessee is a real threat. But when you look at other conferences, Zach, which I think is what you were getting ready to ask, when you look at other conferences around the country, I think the Big 12 tournament is going to be a lot of fun to watch. You got Texas. You got Texas Tech is playing some ball right now. Baylor, defending national champions. That conference is going to be a lot of fun. And I will say this. Kansas. I think Kansas, most definitely Kansas. I think Texas Tech wins that whole thing. And that's going to sound crazy, but I think Texas Tech takes the whole thing.
So, real quick tidbit about Texas's head coach, Chris Beard. He started one of his early coaching career was at UALR here in Arkansas. And now he is at the University of Texas. What does that tell you?
And a lot of Arkansas fans wanted him to come to Arkansas, but he did not.
Don't get me wrong, Chris Beard, good coach, good guy. All right. Would not trade Eric Musselman for anybody.
In my opinion, I think Arkansas did a good job with getting Musselman from Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a splash hire for Arkansas. When you look at everything Musselman's done for not just the team, but the fan base, the students, all that, packing Bud Walton week in, week out, no matter who they're playing, that's where Eric Musselman and his wife come in huge for Arkansas. Brennan, who do you got in the Big 12 tournament?
So I'm gonna pick a true sleeper in the Big 12 tournament, and call me crazy, but
you're insane.
I think one of those teams that struggled all year, who's gotten pretty good lately, Oklahoma State. No, wait. They can't play because they're ineligible for postseason play.
Same thing's gonna happen to LSU too. Go ahead.
Baylor in this one.
Yeah.
I think Baylor gets the dub in the Big 12 tournament. I like making fun of teams that are ineligible for the tournament until Memphis becomes one of those teams here in the next couple of years. But yeah, I think that Baylor's going to be the team down there that wins it.
So let me get you guys' comments on this. Is Gonzaga a number one team? Is Gonzaga a consensus number one team?
Gonzaga's going to go to the Final Four, depending on their region, and then lose in the Final Four, like they always do. They're never – look, Mark Few is a hell of a coach, but they're not good enough to win a national championship.
Got a score update, 9 minutes. Go ahead, Wes.
I don't think Gonzaga makes it to a Sweet 16.
Really?
Yes.
Wes's logic is that Memphis.
It's something about those West Coast teams.
Memphis is an 8 seed. We play Gonzaga in the round of 32, then we beat Gonzaga. That's what Wes is thinking.
Well, that could very well be too. But I'm just not sold on Gonzaga. I'm not sold on. I've told a lot of people I like Arizona, but I'm not sold on Arizona. USC, Stanford, and nothing against West Coast teams. But if you go back and look at the history of the NCAA tournament, name me how many times those teams have made a legitimate run and or won national champions other than Arizona in what, 98 or whatever year that was when they had Damon Stoudemire and Josh Pastors on that team and Lute Olden was the head coach, all that. Name me another time. My point exactly.
I still think Arizona's the team to beat this year. I think
they're really good
in the tournament.
And speaking of Gonzaga, Zach, the head coach of Arizona came from Gonzaga. Nice little segue there. Go ahead.
Nicely done. Got a game update. 8-12 to go in the first half. Vanderbilt is up on Georgia 16-8.
Jerry Stackhouse loading the box on them.
How much time is left in what?
8-10 to go in the first half. 16-8 Vanderbilt.
Man, they are wearing those nets
How did
out.
Memphis
My
lose to
gosh. God. Calm down. They're gonna rip the nets down with all them buckets.
Right? So, guys, I when you look at the field of 68, and of course we're going to be breaking down the bracket Sunday afternoon after the selection show. Wes, Bum, and hopefully all the guys are going to join us, and we're going to talk it out and walk you through the bracket, give us some matchups and things like that. It's going to be a fun show. But what are you looking forward to the most when it comes to this field of 68?
Seeing where the Memphis Tigers are going to be.
I enjoy watching the selection show. I enjoy seeing the raw emotion from these players, these young men that put in not only the hard effort on the practice court, in the weight room, all that, but also in the classroom. And to see them, their journey, their dreams come true, to get to go dance at the big dance, because that's not something that everybody does, as we will know. I really enjoy seeing that raw emotion out of them, but I love the first four. I really do enjoy the first four. A lot of people don't, but I do. Now, one thing that Brandon and I learned in these NCAA tournament media calls that we were on yesterday and today is that in the Final Four, there will no longer be team-specific broadcast. I hate that because I really like that. Brandon, did you like that as well?
Oh, I loved it. And I'd love flipping from one channel to the other to see, don't get me wrong, I love Jim Nance and hearing him broadcast the national championship game. But when you flip over to hear a local guy calling for his own team,
yeah,
there's just something different about it.
Yeah.
You get that sense of home for them, and the pride that they have calling those games for their teams. So I do think that absolutely stinks. But also, they said during that meeting they'd like to find some other type of option to implement, but right now they don't have anything. And you're, less than a month away from the Final Four national championship. So,
what kind of option are they trying to? What? I don't know.
I think what they're talking about doing is finding a way to stream the that Learfield Sports link to those guys. I think they're trying to find a way to be able to stream that where you could go listen to it on your on an app of some sort. Like, for example, on the NCAA March Madness app, you could be able to listen to it and then watch the game.
Way back in the day, man. I know we're short on time here, Wes, but way back in the day, I guess it was I think it was 2007, 2008.
That is not back in the day, but go ahead.
It's back there if you think about it. It's back there if you think about it. I used to be able to turn the radio on during March Madness and actually hear the TV broadcast on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that would be fun. And like I said, I'm a homer when it comes to the Hogs and stuff. And I would love to hear Chuck Barrett call a Razorback basketball game. I said it. I say it during the baseball season when they do these on the SEC Network Plus. If you're going to broadcast a game on the network, on the app, and let the home guys do it. Let the home radio guys tag in there with it.
Or like they do on, for example, on the NBA app. You can pick which and they do it on the NHL app as well. ESPN Plus does it with hockey, as a matter of fact. You can pick, for example, if the St. Louis Blues are playing the Colorado Avalanche, you can pick, do I want to watch the Blues coverage or do I want to watch the Avalanche coverage? Why not make that an option with every game nationwide? Because you've got the audio and the video a lot of times right there anyway. Why not just tap into it?
So, any final thoughts before we get out of here, fellas?
Man, mine is just I'm excited. You've got big time conference tournaments really, really starting to crank up tomorrow. Really, you've got them going on tonight, but tomorrow is really when the meat and potatoes start getting on the plate per se. And then you've got March Madness right around the corner. You've got Selection Sunday is obviously this coming up Sunday, and then next Tuesday, Wednesday is when the tournament starts. So our schedule here at 4-Star Sports Media may be a little different because of the tournament and things like that. But we're going to try to get on here and keep you as up to date and as abreast as possible here at 4-Star Sports Media. Go ahead, Bob.
Alabama, Duke, Memphis. Hold on. Baylor. Purdue. I'm picking my champions for their conference championships.
Oh, okay.
I want y'all to write these down.
Purdue. I always forget about Purdue in the Big Ten. They got a nice little basketball program up there.
Alabama.
Yeah, Memphis, Purdue.
Duke. Baylor. Memphis. And Purdue.
So Purdue, Bama, Duke, Baylor, Memphis.
All right,
And
give me
the Pac-12. We're going with the UCLA Bruins.
All right.
So that's
Pac-12,
Power 5, and then
American.
I went with your
American.
5 Power 5s and then your 1 non-Power 5.
All right,
All right,
American. Give me Memphis. Pac-12, give me Give me USC. SEC, give me Tennessee. I just think they're shooting too hot right now. And if I'm
Their offense
wrong,
is terrible, and they have been all year except for that Arkansas game.
if I'm wrong, then everybody can scold me. Let's see. Big 12, Texas Tech.
Game update. Georgia has not
ACC.
scored.
Oh.
Georgia's not scored in the last 6 minutes, and it's currently 5 to go in the game. Or I'm sorry, in the first half, 18-9.
I was getting ready to say, what happened
Oh,
in
they
the
scored.
second
They
half?
scored 1 point.
Yeah, they scored 1 point.
This one's hard to watch, y'all.
The ACC, give me North Carolina. I think that win over Coach K. Krzyzewski helped him out a little bit. What am I missing here? I'm missing one. Big Ten.
Big 12. No, Big 10.
Big Ten. I agree with Brandon on the Big Ten. Purdue. That's a really good basketball team. And also, don't be shocked if Purdue doesn't make a little Sweet 16 type run in the tournament.
All right, so give me Duke, Purdue, Arkansas, Baylor,
Homer.
Memphis, and UCLA.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I like that, man. But hey, you know what, Zach? Is there a better time of year than right now in sports? March Madness. I mean, but it's like a whole month of just freaking crazy stuff happening. I mean, you got a few years ago, you had Ali Farouk to everybody's bracket, if you maybe remember him from Northern Iowa. You had UCLA went from the first 4 to the final 4.
to the final 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's just and there's no telling what's going to happen this year.
Oh, Georgia
making runs.
0 for 8 in the last 7 minutes. It is now 20-9 at the 5-minute mark. Guys, we got a lot of things happening at 4-Star Sports Media. Real quick before we get out of here, Tuesday, 7 p.m., all across the 4-Star Sports Radio Network, it's the Falls Count Anywhere. Bomb, me, and MC are going to be looking forward to WrestleMania. It is 4 solid days of coverage. You've got the SmackDown Hall of Fame on that Friday night. You've got 2 days worth on Saturday and Sunday of WrestleMania matches. Plus, on that, you have the Hall of Famer returning for the first time in 19 years, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then Monday, you've got the Raw After Mania, which is always big. And then that Tuesday, we're going to recap everything for you. And then Friday nights, as always, your boy, me, Razorback Zach, MC, and Christian are going to be breaking down everything Razorback related. So you're going to want to tune into that as well. We have some antics and tactics over there that will rival these guys in Memphis and the Point. I'm just kidding, fellas. Don't fire me. Other than that, do we have anything else before we jump out of here?
Man, no, I think I'm good.
Bum.
I am good.
I am great. I'm Razorback Zach for Wes Pruitt and Brandon Bumgarner. You've been watching the College Basketball Pick'em Show on the 4 Star Sports Radio Network. Until then,